Dear brothers and sisters, let us continue the book reading Reality at Dawn, written by Babuji Maharaj, chapter The Guru. Unfortunately, today the selection of the proper guide is much neglected. Although every religious minded Hindu believes that it is incumbent upon him to have a guru in order to satisfy his craving for spiritual benefit. Generally, people select anyone for the purpose without any regard to his capabilities or worth. They are induced to do so mostly by persuasion or by miracles displayed by those so called gurus to attract the ignorant masses. The disciple hunters are not wanting, they are as numerous as the leaves of a tree. For to most of them, Gurudom is a very profitable job which can secure enormous income which they cannot otherwise earn. Besides, they command highest respect and personal service from the disciples. The ignorant masses thus fall a ready prey to these self-seeking professionals. A petty miracle or an ordinary display of something charming or attractive is enough to attract hundreds of these silly sheep to their fold of Gurudom. A simple threat to pronounce curse upon one who happens to displease them may bring thousands into their object submission. Not only this, but in order to ensure monopoly of their profession, they declare that none but one belonging to the privileged class has the right of being a guru, whether he may be a sannyasin or a householder. They claim to be world teachers of religion by birth, irrespective of their capability and worth. Sannyasins, too, you will find these days in multitude posing as Mahatmas and professing to be Jagat Gurus, world teachers. Is it not a pity to find such professional impostors who are a shame to the nation and the religion, roaming about with complete impurity to cheat and defraud the ignorant people in order to serve their own selfish ends? It is high time for the masses to open their eyes and see what havoc has been wrought by them. Gurudom as a monopoly of a privileged class is only an absurdity introduced by the professional gurus to safeguard their personal interests. The popularly believed principle that a disciple can never break off the sacred connection with his guru under any circumstances is also a cunning device adopted by those false gurus to make their position safe and secure, and is nothing but a fraud. The practice of initiating a disciple, though really based on sound principle, has been much abused by most of the modern professionals who do not understand its real significance. Their only function as a guru is to breathe a few mystical words into the ear of the disciple at the time of initiation and tell him to follow certain ceremonial practices by way of worship. The duty to the disciple ends with it, and nothing remains for them to do for the betterment of the disciple except to give him their darshan every year and get their annual tribute from him. Really, a disciple should formally be initiated only when true faith exists in him and divine love takes prime root in his heart. Initiation signifies that the disciple's link has been connected with the supreme power. Here, Babuji Maharaj is explaining us about the religious gurus. Unfortunately, today the selection of the proper guide or guru is much neglected by the people. Although every religious minded Hindu believes that it is very much needed for him to have a guru to satisfy his craving for spiritual benefit. But people will not think about the caliber of the guru. Simply, they will select anyone for this purpose, irrespective of his capabilities or worth. Why this happens? Because people are induced to do so mostly by the persuasion. That means people are driven by the words of their friends or relatives who follow such gurus, and may also be impressed by the miracles displayed by those so-called gurus who attract the ignorant masses. These gurus are called as disciple hunters. Babuji Maharaj is calling them as disciple hunters. They are as numerous as the leaves of a tree. For to most of them, the gurudom is a very profitable job or business, we may call. Why it is a profitable job? Because it secures them enormous income which they cannot otherwise earn in their whole lifetime. Beside this, they get high regard and also personal services from their disciples. So, this is the most profitable business, and the ignorant masses, they will fall in this ditch and become a ready prey to these self-seeking professionals. These professional gurus, they will display miracles or an ordinary display of something charming or attractive, and they will attract hundreds of this kind of silly sheep to their fold of gurudom. Here Babuji Maharaj is calling the ignorant people who fall in the trap of such professional gurus as silly sheep. A simple threat what they impose on their disciple is that they will pronounce curse upon them who happens to displease them. So this will bring thousands of disciples into their object submission, that is, in their grip. And not only this, but in order to ensure monopoly of their profession, they declare that none other than them, that is, the people who belongs to the privileged class, has the right to being a guru. Whether he may be a sannyasi or a householder. Further, they claim to be world teachers of religion by birth itself, irrespective of their capability and worth. Nowadays, sannyasins are found in multitude. They pose themselves as Mahatmas and professing to be Jagat Gurus, that is, world teachers. So, it is a piteous thing to find such professional impostors who are really a shame to the nation and the religion, and they will be roaming to cheat and defraud the ignorant people in order to serve their own selfish ends. So now it is high time for all of us to open our eyes and see what havoc has been wrought by these professional gurus or sannyasis. And Gurudom as a monopoly of a privileged class is only an absurdity introduced by these professional gurus to safeguard their personal interest and no spiritual benefit of the people. Then the popularly believed principle that a disciple should never break off his sacred connection with his guru under any circumstances has been misutilized as a cunning device by these false gurus to make their position safe and secure. Babuji Maharaj is saying that it is nothing but a fraud. Further, practice of initiating a disciple, though really it is based on sound principle, it has been much abused by most of the modern professional, the so-called gurus. Even they don't understand its real significance. What they will do is simply they will chant some mantra in the ears of the disciple, or they will tell him to do some religious or ritualistic or ceremonial practices by way of worship. That's it. And they feel that their duty towards their disciple is complete with this act, and nothing remains for them to do for the betterment of their disciple except to give him their darshan every year, and after that they will get their annual tribute or income. Actually, when a disciple should be initiated? This is the real question one should ask oneself. For this, Babuji Maharaj is saying that a disciple should formally be initiated only when true faith exists in him and divine love takes prime root in his heart. Then only he should be initiated. Why? Because initiation signifies that the disciple has established a link with the Supreme Power. So, when a disciple is said to be initiated, then he has been connected with that supreme power. So, dear brethren, today Babuji Maharaj has explained us about the so-called professional gurus. Hence, one must be very careful while selecting a guru. Here we are fortunate enough to get such a great master, Babuji Maharaj, who has designed our path towards the realization with such a purity and made it easier and simpler without expecting anything from us other than our heart. So, let us devote our whole life at the lotus feet of our Samartha Sadguru Sri Ramchandra Ji Maharaj. With this, I conclude today's satsang, and let us know more aspects in the forthcoming satsang. Till then, I take leave. Pranams. Namaste.